anyways, he was talking to me in the chat, and he was like blowing me. He goes, "Oh
Well, hey,
yeah,
hold on.
huh?
Now that we're live, tell them who you're talking about.
Oh, the Niobe guy, yeah." So I was
Yeah,
explaining to
Niobe.
D. Oh, dude, you're
Yeah.
gonna love this story. This is fucking fantastic. So he goes, he's like, "Oh, look, it's the guy. It's the first battle rap guy." He had someone on panel. He was telling him that
Yeah.
it's the guy from the battle rap. He's the first battle rap in the community or some shit. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, whatever." And then he keeps talking, blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Well, it actually wasn't the first one. You know, I did that a long time ago too." He's like, "Oh
Yeah.
well." He goes, "Oh well, you know, don't think that don't think that you're someone important. You know, don't think you're special because this has been going on before you." You know, he goes, "There's other people that rapped or battle rap before," and I'm like, "Oh, really? You know, really interesting." And he goes, "Oh yeah, you know, we used AI and it's just like a regular music track he made." And I said, "No, I'm talking about specifically like the community members battle rap each other. The shit with Sticky wasn't even meant to be a battle rap. It just
Yeah.
turned into that. Like
Yeah.
he don't know that like I've actually been in like real like 8 Mile fucking battle raps with community members, you know, like it's hard to
Yeah.
explain that to people that don't know it. Anyways, he started getting all bad with me and shit. You know, he's like, "Oh, you didn't create nothing. Don't think very much of yourself, biggieshaq, you stupid motherfucker, and your stupid rhymes, and you're ruining the community, and you're bad for comic book." He just kept going in on me, blah blah blah. And then he says, "You know, I am an OG. I was part of the Magnificent Seven before the Comic Corps." And I'm like, "Okay." And, and he's like, "You don't even know who I was. You don't even know my name." And I'm like, "Bro, I've been
Yeah.
around longer than you, motherfucker. Like, who the, you know, like, I hate when people, okay, so he thinks that he's better than anybody that ain't been here as long as him. So his bragging point is, I did a stream with Bueller and Comics and Alex the Comic Hoarder and the Great Legend, right?
Oh, is this guy signing autographs? Where can I meet this guy?
Yeah, you know, D.
Fuck.
He asked me like
Sign my titties.
he asked me like who I knew, who I ran around with, and I said, you know, 84, D Runk, Comic Books NYC, 90 MF Comics, all you guys. So what has it been? 8 years? 7?
Oh man, I think it's been like 6. Yeah,
At
at
least
least 6. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. But we done content. I was doing content. That was the weird thing, was like everybody was starting like 6 years ago, but I already had 100 subs
Yeah.
before I met any of you guys. So I did a little bit of content before, like I even did a Google Hangout. You know, I was doing hauls. You did some hauls. 84 did some hauls, and then the Hangout started coming around, and we started hanging out. So some of us did content before then, and anywho, like I got into it because he was like, "If you don't quit running your mouth, I'll kick you out of my chat." And what do you think I said after that?
Do it, bitch.
Do it, motherfucker. Yeah, he said, I bet he's gonna say do it. What else am I gonna say? Don't fucking do it. Like, come on, bro. Like, so he kicks me out, and it was like 12:30 at night, and I went on Comic Journeys, and he kept streaming. So I went on Comic Journeys, and I said, "This fucking Niobe Comics, man, he's a piece of work." And ended up, I hopped back on Niobe's, and we talked about it on live. It was a whole fucking thing. I just thought you'd find it funny because I thought it was funny.
Hey, now, so we stream a lot, right? You know, and I want, before we get too deep in the woods here, I want to say hi to the chat. Who dat was in here early. Kenneth Bird is out here saying hi to people. Puff 83 is in here. Comics of Bueller just joined us. Check out his recent videos, man. He's he made the most important video he's ever made, and it's something you should check out. Trying to help someone out that's going through a hard time. So, hey, Ron, what up, brother? Hey, just because you don't see us streaming doesn't mean we're not streaming. We're streaming like Willie Beeman. But like I know that there have been people that can get unruly in the chat, right? And you gotta give them the old heave ho. But for the most part, like threatening to kick someone out of a chat, like we're lucky to have people in the chat. Like that's a good thing. Like when you get all fucking wild on someone in the chat and you threaten them with a boot, like of course that motherfucker's gonna say, "Do it, motherfucker!" Like, come on.
Yeah, what am I going to do? Beg you not to? Like, oh, please don't do it. For what? For you just to do it again later? You know, once you threaten the first time, it's not going to stop.
No, man. Like I love a challenge like that. Please give me the old boot. Super Russ 9000 with a new chair. He got a new chair. He upgraded in life with a new comfy chair to stream in. Which I didn't even think about it, but I didn't make content about it. But my wife got me the chair that I'm in right now, and I absolutely love this motherfucker. Like, I've taken some good naps live on YouTube in this channel, in this chair.
That chair is guilty of knocking you out a few times.
That'd be a sleep deprivation, and a couple beers also helps with that. But
so this is my 150-year-old book we're going to look at.
Woo.
This is the Visitor's Guide to the Centennial Exhibition in Philadelphia, 1876. The only guidebook sold at the exhibition grounds. Philadelphia. So Philadelphia was instrumental in the birth of America, right?
Yeah, no, it's they got the Liberty Bell. I'm sure they signed some papers over there at some point that were instrumental to freedom and whatnot.
Yeah, I wonder what's inside a book from 140 years ago.
We about to find out?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, might as well.
It feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Reference map of a portion of Philadelphia. Oh, it's like a reference map. Okay, so it's just a bunch of words. I was hoping to have a few pictures. Let's see the map. Study this map. Oh, shit, it's got a map in it.
Yeah. Beckerman. Wow. What up, bro?
Oh, I'm afraid to fuck with this.
Don't be afraid.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. It's big, bro.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not good with maps. It's a whole floppy map, big ass map. I'd have to be really careful. I feel like I'd just rip it and fuck it up.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to explore, but maybe not while you're live on YouTube trying to hold a microphone and show it to the camera.
I'll give it one try, bro. Give it one try.
Hey, Aaron's out there chillaxing in the hot tub. I'm jealous as fuck. I was telling Biggie backstage I done worked like 40 hours in the last 3 days. I'm spent.
Holy shit!
My work had inventory this week, and they needed me. I came through in the clutch. Oh, nice.
There you go. That's all we get of that. All right, back in the fucking back in the board and bag. I'm gonna go wash my hands because that could have the plague or black mold.
It's probably got yeah, it's got some good shit in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go wash my hands. That was pretty gross. I'll be right back.
Yeah, hey Ron, I not only have I worked too many hours in the last couple days, I also have barely slept, and I'm a few beers into my night, so I'm gonna stay off the roads just out of respect for everyone that's trying to get from point A to point B without getting run down by me and my Buick.
All right. Does Rebel Comics do anything for you, D? Do you remember anybody called Rebel Comics?
Oh, dude, they make me so hard.
Have you ever heard of it?
Not at all.
It's fair to say you've been around a little while too, right?
I've been around the block a time or two. I don't know if I'd call myself an OG or anything like that, but
Yeah,
you know, like
do me or you go around ridiculing people that's only been here a couple of years because we've been here longer?
sometimes, but it's
Do we?
yeah, sometimes, but
I don't think I
it's not. No, but it's different. Like we get after some people that are like newer to the game that are doing like clickbaity shit, and we do we've done segments on
Well,
blasting
look
people.
at it. Swaggle Fraggle. That's
Yeah,
one.
yeah. So like we get after people when like they make content that we just think is not our cup of tea. But it has nothing to do with the amount of time spent in the community. Like
Yeah,
that
has nothing to
means
do with that.
nothing. Like, dude, like someone could pick up a comic book tomorrow and that person could wind up just naturally being a great content creator. And they could make a great YouTube channel and be the king of all comic books. And everyone will be like, oh, remember Comic Tom? And, you know, like, no, because this new guy is so much better. Like, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this shit. Like, I don't know. I hate that stuff. I don't like the gatekeeping. I don't like um, telling someone that they don't have a voice because they haven't been around long enough. Like, there are no rules, man. Like, people make rules for shit and stuff. Like, fuck all that, dude. Have a good time. Try not to hurt anyone.
I can't recall of one time me, you, or Houdat, or anybody I know that's been around as long as us go to any stream and say, oh, you don't know shit because I was here fucking 5 years before. I can't recall one time I've ever done that.
That is correct. That is a factual statement. It is not about when I said we bust people's chops, it's not about their tenure in the community. It's about, hey, we just maybe didn't like your shit, and that's okay. I remember that a couple weeks ago when that you had that one stream that got like wildly popular, and motherfuckers were telling us to go into this other person's chat and stream with them, and homeboy was just out there like talking mad smack about his mom. Like that was we should have jumped in on that and helped him out.
Yeah, I remember that.
He should have helped that guy out. Hey Perry, what up, brother?
Well, people don't like it whenever you're like talking bad about any YouTube channel anymore. So I just try to chill unless I get sucked into it. But yeah, that fucking guy had nothing to do. I don't even know where the hell it came from. Every time, so you know how you got certain buddies and you feel more obligated to say certain things. So I see a lot of people collect omnis. I don't feel like I'm able to criticize a lot of people with omnis, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, Beta Ray Jim, like I feel like I'm buddies enough with him to be able to joke because he does the NWO, he does the wrestling, he'll shout me out. He'll be like NWO, brother, you know, all that shit. So my criticism, what makes me talk about omnis is very weird. I've never heard anybody have this problem besides me. Is the fucking okay, so you collect a floppy, right? What do you do when you get a floppy book?
I put that bitch in a bag and board, or I submit it to CGC, and they they yeah, I protect it.
That's half of the fucking collecting aspect of floppies is putting it in a nice fresh poly, a mylar, protecting it. All of that shit is like half of the way you collect, right? So a lot of these Omni collectors are like, I don't need floppies. I got all these Omnis, you know, and it's kind of similar to comic book collecting, but the fucking thing is like, why don't they have boards and bags for those fucking things?
Because they're hardcovers usually.
Yeah, but don't you feel like they should?
Nah,
No.
it's more meant to be displayed on a shelf. Like you want to see the spine of it. Um, so, but dude, Omnis is a different collecting, dude. I don't. And here's the deal. It's a close relative, but I don't see a. If you're like a strictly an Omni collector, I don't consider that collecting comic books. I think it's a love of comic books, but Omnis have never done anything for me. Like it's not. Yeah,
I think that I think it could be like day or night. I feel like in a few years, if there was a company that made a sleek looking Mylar for an Omni and a few people would start using them, I feel like everybody would. Everybody would buy, because I mean, why the fuck do you need a Mylar for your slab? You don't want to get scratched up. We collect. You don't want to get those Omni scratched up. You don't want to bend the spine. You don't want to do a lot of shit to damage it. I'm sure that the value goes down if the Omni gets any kind of fucking rub or wear on it. You know, like I just feel like there's a market there and people ain't taking advantage of it. I've never seen anybody pull a Omni out of a baggie yet.
but yeah, but I also don't think that they're like. Obviously, you could scuff up an Omni. You could drop it. You could fuck it up. You could tear the cover off of it or whatever. Um, but mainly, it's like it's a book and it sits on a shelf like a regular book,
Here,
not a comic book.
I'll show you my only Omni I have. All right. So, fuck. All right.
Perry uses his Omnis to kill spiders, which is a worthwhile use of an Omni.
So this isn't actually an Omni. This is a compendium. I got this from Unruly Simeon, but I do have it bagged up.
I'm good with that though. Like I'm not against bagging it up, but I think that like when you see like and I know where you're going with the Omni thing, like Gem Mint collects a lot of Omnis.
Sure.
If you put it on a display case, behind you, it does look really clean when they're not in bags, they're not in boards. You just see the spine of it. They all kind of like have that black outline and the lettering. Like I see the appeal of collecting them. And it's also like, maybe a lot of people like to read it, but for me, it's just never been a thing that I want to put in my collection. It's a lot of books.
Yeah, if I'm going to read something, I'll just do it digitally because it's free, you know, and Omnis are cool, but they're almost like having a slab and looking at the cover. Like they're not looking at the fucking cover. They're looking at the box end. So they put a bunch of them on a wall. You see the box end. She's like, "Oh, look at my X-Men collection. Look at my Thor collection." It's like, okay, but it's almost like collecting DVDs. Like you just see the edge of the back of it.
I think it's very similar to that. Kind of like how And I heard this from Bubs. I'm not saying he said it first, but um, kind of like collecting slabs is like collecting oversized trading cards. You
Mm.
know, it's just a big ass fucking trading card after you put it in a slab. And I'm not mad at that. I know there's a comic book inside there, but once you slab it, unless you decide to crack it out, you're deliberately sealing that thing off from ever being touched again. So
All right. Well, the chat is pumping tonight.
yeah,
You guys must be bored. Let's see what's going on here. I always support Biggie. I love my comic books. I got Baby 2000 or more comic book, HDC, and Barbarian independent books. So you're an indie collector. We got Bleeker. I sent you a link, Bleak. Omnis are great for reading. Some people say that. Marcus,
yeah.
on the other hand, seemed super aggressive today. Lots of unprovoked threats of violence. It seems like him. I use Omnis to read whole runs without having an issue of series. Yes. I think Omnis are kind of boring myself. I just want to pull out an Omni and read it and really need to have it in a bag. It doesn't say really don't need to have it in a... Yeah, that's what people say, but I think that's half the appeal to comic book collecting is bagging up your shit and having it nice and preserved, you know? Like, I just feel like all them raw Omnis laying around, it feels sloppy to me. Like, I just don't like it. If I got an Omni, I would still bag it up. I'd be the only motherfucker doing it. I promise you. I would bag up my Omnis if I had one. That's just me, though. Well, I smoke. So there's a good reason for me to do it, but I just don't know why other people wouldn't. You know, like, just fucking bag it up. That's a big part of being in NWO. You can't have like bangers and shitty poly bags. You can't have like raw $1,000 books. You got to poly them up and have a nice presentation and shit. You know, that's what I think.
No, dude, but to me, I think it's literally just collecting something different. And I don't know. I've never put any thought into how people safeguard their omnis until we brought it up here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we was kind of hitting towards the gatekeeping shit earlier. I saw the chat was pretty intrigued with that. What the fuck is a gatekeeper? Who can we point out one? Who's a gatekeeper?
Well, no, I'm not going to say a name. Not because I'm afraid to say a name. I'll describe it. It's someone that stands guard over something that's useless. Like if we were to tell someone that they didn't belong in this community because we don't like what they collect, or we don't like they haven't been here long enough, or whatever, that would be gatekeeping. You're guarding an imaginary gate for no fucking other reason other than to make yourself feel more important. It's kind of what this Niobe Comics motherfucker did to you.
It's kind of like cancel culture canceling.
A little bit, but it's more just saying like you don't belong because of these imaginary rules that I adhere to.
See, I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just about to repeat myself, so we're good.
Yeah, I my brain functions pretty slow, so I had an idea. So I don't call it gatekeeping. I call it circle jerking. That makes more sense to me because
but everyone could join the circle jerk.
There's a lot of circle jerking,
yeah.
And that's fine. Like we got our own little circle jerk section. That don't mean that they're primarily in our circle. Our circle's very tight. Like we don't. It's just me and you, pretty much. You know, sometimes Bleeker hops on and Houdat and Matt and Alan, but our circle's like me, you, 84, and Doc. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, that's
a great circle. That's a great circle. A lot of fine dicks in that circle.
Yeah. But I do think that there's circles or groups. I don't know if it's gatekeeping though. You know, I don't. If you
that's
don't want
not,
to be,
that's not gatekeeping.
No.
Like there's a difference between having a group of friends that you keep kind of tight and telling, like I'll give you an example of why you're not a gatekeeper. All right, Matt likes comics. Dude had under 100 subs when you first started like communicating with him, interacting with him, and I've seen you do this hundreds of times. Um, you're a come on in, come on in. Here's a wrench. Come on in. Let's go live. Like you're welcoming to people as long as like they don't fuck with you and ruin your vibe. You're good with them. You know, and so you're definitely not a gatekeeper. Um, Gatekeeping is like telling people they don't belong at all in the community because you don't like their shit.
Now, I felt like I haven't fit in some groups, but what do I expect? I shouldn't feel like I could just go willy-nilly into everybody's friendship zones. People ain't comfortable with that. You know, like I might not be able to hop in Super Russ's group or Metarog's group or Bub's comics group or you know John's comics with kids or whoever's, you know, like,
Yeah.
and they may not feel comfortable hopping in ours, and that's perfectly fucking normal, right? Ain't that normal? I would think that's normal.
But you can still stream with Bubs. Like there's no gatekeeping. That's a friend. Like there are closer friends, and then you're like John is a great example. Like, dude, like I don't hang out with John all the time on his streams. But I'll tell you what, when I went to San Diego, the motherfucker met me at my hotel and gave me a hug and drove me around and took me to comic book shops. You know, he let me lose one of his kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I felt like whenever I feel like when you're new to something, it's very much like a girlfriend in a relationship. It's like the Disney story. It's like you get infatuated, you're in love, and then there's nothing left but to break up and have hard feelings, you know?
Yeah.
So when I first came in the community, it was like it was so exciting because everybody you met, it was brand new, and you get that fresh start with everybody, you know. And I feel like, you know, for people that come in now, they might have that same sensation I had when I first met everybody, because I feel like whenever I met you in '84, it was like everybody I met was very welcoming and shit. You know, it was a lot easier to fuck around. There's just a few people that didn't really mesh well. You know. And now there ain't a lot of people that don't mesh well. There's some really cool people out there. You just got to break through their barrier and get to know them and shit. Now, do you want to take the time to try to make new friends, or do you want to just stick around with people you're comfortable with? And I think that's what a lot of people do. They just stick around who you're comfortable with, have a history, and it's easier to fuck with them, you know? So the
No, I
gate,
hear that.
yeah, gatekeeping's okay. I don't know who's the fucking gatekeeper, you know?
No, but gatekeeping is usually not a designated person that belongs at the gate. It's someone that's telling people they don't belong when they have no business telling people where they should be. Gatekeeping is an insult.
Yeah. I can't think of. There's only been a couple situations in the last few years where I felt like people have been shunned away. You know,
But usually they had to do something like, um, the the Iron Sheik, what's his name?
first.
Yeah, first edition, like, and yeah, dude, that was a dude we welcomed with open arms. He was fully fledged, man. I had his phone number. We talked on the phone about shit, like, um, yeah, Bueller said, like, gates are meant to be open, man. Like gatekeeper is an insult, and it's not okay. Like it makes people like, dude, like you talked about it like in good words. Like when you first started talking to me in '84, you just started meeting other people with similar interests, and that's fun because you don't always have that in person. So like we get to come out here and nerd out. And we talk about comic books and wrestling and all this other shit we like.
Do you see who's
That
coming on panel?
No, man, but it better be someone good.
It's dude. It don't get no better than this.
I'm the gatekeeper.
Oh,
It's me.
oh my God! You son of a bitch!
What's up?
You're
You
the most
dirty rascal.
you're most gatekeeping motherfucker of
Yeah.
all time. Look at
That's
you.
right.
84
Keep off my gate.
84's gate kept a lot of people in his life.
No, I have not. How's my mic situation? It's
It's all good.
echoey.
A
It's all
little.
right.
You're not. It doesn't sound echoey, but it sounds a little tinny. But we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, because I think the way this is set up, my mic is actually just my computer, like my PC, whatever this built-in mic is on this Apple Mini thing. It's gonna talk at my computer.
Yeah, no, dude. We hear you loud and clear, brother.
Hell yeah!
Can you believe a fucking goofball that hung out with the Comic Corps told me I wasn't OG enough? 84. How laughable is that?
A Comic Core guy? Who?
Not even. This guy
Oh.
was on Comic Corps before it was Comic Corps. They called it the Magnificent Seven, and they got ran off because he was a problem starter. And he told me, "I'm OG. You ain't got the pedigree I got." I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if the Comic Core is the kind of pedigree that you want. You know,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and I don't want to say that. I don't want that to be too broad a brush. You know, because that doesn't go because who did I see Woodard, even J.D. Flair. Woo! There's some
Dude. Bear Island was in that. John Comics and Kids is in there. Like, there's a lot of good people in the Comic Core. But the person that created it, not my favorite person for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to Chad was a rascal.
Chad was a fucking rascal, and there's nothing we could do about it. Like, he just was that. He'd go around lying and bullshit.
Yeah, he's a wild boy, but it is what it is. And sometimes sometimes Great Legend had his moments, but you know what? That's totally water on the bridge for me. I like Great Legend.
Yeah, as of lately, Legend has been nothing but a pretty sweetheart guy. Like, actually, last couple of years. Especially,
the tip I'm on lately is like, I'm getting kind of tired of, because I was like if you flash back like 5-ish years ago, when like the topic of conversation on a lot of videos is like, bro, look how woke all this shit is. Everything's got to be a woman lead. Everyone's got to be gay. This is too much. It's too heavy-handed. It's making the movies crappy. Get your priorities straight. You flash back like 5 years, I'm like, you know what? You got to call a spade a spade. It's true, right? People were too woke. But I think over time, as now that was like a minority voice for a long time. Now, as time is going on, the anti-woke crowd has like built up momentum and got a little more clout. And those motherfuckers have now graduated to be more annoying than the fucking triggered SJWs that they were complaining about, bro. If I hear one more fucking video analysis about how woke it was, can you believe they made the penguin a female in that car? I'm like, bro, stop acting like everything sucks, everything's woke. It's like, I don't know why. Anyway, I brought that up to say everyone's just a little hyper critical and always shitting on people at like the drop of a hat. So I'm trying to be less judgmental, So in that vein, my boy Great Legend, hats off to him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything that bad. But in the moment, I'd be like, what did he say about me? I don't read my books. This motherfucker said I don't read my books, bro. Fuck him. I was just caught up in the moment. I was like...
So I'll be honest with you, though. Like, I got after him a little bit recently, and I've also chilled with him.
Did.
You did?
No, but... Oh, yeah, no, I went after him a little. But here's the deal. Like, but he also, like... I'm chill with him now. We're okay. But I was hanging out with Flick's...
JoJo.
What's her name? Yeah, JoJo. We're in her. I'm in her chat, and he popped in, and I'm not saying this to talk shit. I'm telling you what got me agitated, right?
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm in there. We're just she's talking about horror movies or whatnot, and Legend came in and started going off about the rapture's coming up, like the biblical rapture, and
Oh, the rapture.
Yeah, it's about to happen like in the next like week or two.
I mean, that's scarier than any horror movie. Talk about horror movie. That's the horror movie.
And so for me, like one, I don't like mixing religion with my comic book entertainment or politics. Like
it was a shoot. Was it a shoot or a work, as they say?
No, I think he was trying to warn the chat, like, hey,
he's very serious about it. Yeah.
Get your affairs in order. It's coming soon.
Get warned though. What do you do? Is it like they used to do back during the Cold War? Like you be prepared, get under a desk, get in between a doorway, like earthquake prevention. Like
it's more like you got to be good about your sins and whatnot. You got to start living for the Lord and whatnot. Like that kind of stuff.
I think the Lord would see through that. He'd be like, yo, you doing the 14-day Christian diet all of a sudden? Nah, son, you're right.
Exactly. But anyways, so one, I hit him with a Bible verse that who'd ever think I'd hit someone with a Bible verse? But
off the dome?
No, I didn't know the verse off the dome, but I knew the term, and it was something to the effect of no man knows the date of the rapture. If the rapture is real.
Peter 31:12.
Yep.
No man.
But I hit him with that because I Googled it and found out which one it was, and I hit him with it. And it was just my way of saying, like, hey, chill a little bit, and then he came at me hard with some Bible stuff, and I was like, all right, that's not what I want to hear right now. I'm not here for Bible lecture. I wanted to hear JoJo talk about horror movies, So, but yeah, I just like, and I'd already had some things about Legend I didn't love, and then like one day I'm on Biggie's channel and I'm like, man, fuck Great Legend. I just
yeah. You went on
yeah. I guess if I was to put my compassion hat on, that I've been trying to wear lately, I guess I would say
it's very woke of you.
I know I'm so woke now. I'm transitioning next month, by the way. Call me Kendra.
Look at this manly man.
Oh, he's out in the hot tub.
Yeah, we're making a hot tub stream now.
Dude, holy I was shit. In a hot tub Labor Day weekend. I treated myself to a little Airbnb. It was only 20 minutes away from my house. It was like a really ghetto vacation. I rented this place because it had a hot tub in the backyard, and I loved it.
I didn't like the way my house was, so we bought a hot tub.
I was saying that the whole weekend. I was like, when we get our next place, I'm getting a hot tub.
Do it.
I'm gonna.
I've been in the hot tub every day for this week.
Hot tub time machine.
It's been helping out with my stones.
So do you think he's got papers 84?
Oh, so check this out. If I put my compassion hat on, right? I would say because people take religion on like different scales of seriousness, right? Some people take it pretty serious. But if I was to put myself in the Great Legend shoes, which I gotta imagine are at least a size 11, he was pretty tall when I met him. 11 or 12. But if he truly believes that the rapture's coming, and I try to put myself in that mindset, I guess I couldn't blame him for being like, does he think he's looking out for his friends in the comic community? Like, say you wholeheartedly thought the rapture is coming. That's a separate issue. I might want to be like, maybe talk to him about it and be like, look, bro, I don't think it's the most reasonable thing to believe or act like But
the problem with the rapture is there's been a new rapture like every 15 years since 18.
There's been a lot of rapture predictions. You would think you would kind of get hip to that eventually. But I guess, did he mean well? Was he trying to save your soul?
Hey, but the what is it? The road to hell is always usually paved with good intentions. Like,
yeah.
So, like for me, like, if you're having that talk about biblical religion and all that stuff on your channel, and someone hops in and wants to like contribute, that's beautiful. But if you are vibing talking about horror movies and whatnot,
Right.
like I think that time and place,
Yeah, not
and
the venue
respecting,
for that.
yeah,
Right.
respecting time and place,
Especially if he
and
kept on. Did he keep on bringing it up?
yeah, a little bit. But here's
Yeah.
the deal. And I also didn't attack him in her chat, because you also don't need a bunch of people squabbling in the chat, you know, like. So while I was mildly offended by the comments, I also tried to be like respectful just by hitting them with a little Bible verse and then getting out of there. But yeah, it's a. But hey, moral of the story: I'm cool with Great Legend now. Like
Yeah.
we're okay. I know I don't think his heart is in the wrong place.
Right.
And there have been a few other times where I thought like maybe it was, but like it wasn't even about me. So like it's not my circus and not my monkeys.
Well, I'll tell you something about Chad from Comic Core.
All right.
So
Spill that tea.
me and him never saw eye to eye, really, you know.
Yeah.
And it was me, the Great Legend, and Chad from Comic Core, and we decided we're gonna meet up backstage and we're gonna try to figure this out. I went in.
Yeah.
I went in there optimistic. I'm thinking we'll figure this out. I don't even know why we didn't like each other at the point. There was reasons, but I forget at this point. All I know is by the end of the conversation, he was in like a Walmart parking lot screaming at the damn phone. I can't stand you, Biggie, you motherfucker, and all this shit. I said, why don't we just go live? Because I ain't got nothing to hide, asshole. So let's just go live and we'll show everybody who you are and who I am right now. And bang, last I heard of him. So that's Chad from Comic Core.
Yeah. I think our boy Chad maybe had some inner demons going on.
Hey, you know what though? He may be an example of a road to hell paved with good intentions. You know, you don't really know until you're unless you're literally in their shoes. So I don't like Chad one bit. I'm not defending that motherfucker. He did some bad shit with those good intentions if he ever had any.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good
Yeah.
intention situation. No,
No,
I think his
probably
is
not.
more of a let's give him time and see. Maybe he'll turn the ship around and give him a few years.
But you know what? He also gave like a little bit of a platform to some cool people that we do respect. We mentioned them earlier. So I'm like I don't think the Comic Core like did any irreparable damage. Just Chad from the Comic Core was not a good man.
That's right. You heard it here first. No, you probably heard that before.
Yeah. We did not break this live on the network. Yeah. This is old news.
So want to see some? Go ahead, 84. What?
I was just gonna. I went to Monday Night Raw.
Oh, that's right.
Recently, and I got some. Want to see some merch? I got.
Yeah. Let's make it big. So I feel like the community shifted from like just comic book halls to now we got drama sectors, we got the cancer sector, and we have the awards sector, and then we got kind of the old comic book stuff. But it's whatever. People do what they want. What'd you get?
I got this book. It's like
Cody.
It's got photos in it. Ooh, like Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan. Yeah.
My boy Gunther.
That is your boy. That is your boy, isn't it?
I love me some Gunther, bro. He's such a classic heel.
Dude, I love a man that can like chop the soul out of you.
He's a big chopper.
I don't like choppers that much, but
he's not cool. The most like, yeah, that like.
I was more of a Scotty Too Hotty guy.
Yeah, Scotty Too Hotty.
Yeah.
Breaking out in the worm for no reason.
Tiffy time. I like Tiffy time.
Those are great. Are you gonna get you a big ass bag for it? Or are you gonna keep it that way?
This book?
Yeah.
Nah, this will just go. It's a weird size.
It's huge.
So I guess it's more of a bookshelf item. Probably the same way I got.
Maybe a shadow box.
One row of my. Nah, it ain't that fancy. I'll just kind of have it chilling down like I do with my treasury books. I got them like chilling flat on my bookshelf over there.
It's kind of like a coffee table book or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
My Nightmare Bell. Yeah.
What did fucking The Rock say when he was whipping him with the belt? I forget. He was saying something funny.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, he went hard on that one.
Look at you now.
Look at you now.
Look at you now.
Yeah, that's the look at you now belt. Yeah.
Mama Rhodes.
This ain't over.
No, this is what happens when you fuck with the final boss.
Yeah.
And dude, he went hard after that. That was a fun segment to watch.
Oh yeah, that was epic, dude. That WrestleMania build-up legit got me like back into wrestling pretty steadily. Like I've been.
You've been on wrestling kick, dude. If you ain't been watching 84's channel, he's been doing mock comic book style wrestling video game storylines. So you got to check that out. Hey, we got Great Legend. Good to see you. We were just talking about how cool and how much we enjoy you, Great Legend. Last few minutes, man.
Well, hey, I'm not gonna hide. Like I did talk a little bit about how I'd gotten a little annoyed by you, Legend. But I also talked about how I think we came to a cool understanding, and I'm not mad. And we've let bygones be bygones on both ends, and a lot of that was from him being kind, even though I was being kind of a dick. You know, like he didn't let me being a dick affect how he was doing things. So
yeah, the Great Legend did not give up on us. He could have easily just been like, you know what, we don't mesh well, but he kept coming around and kept showing the Great Legend love. So we all got love
and I did unblock you on Instagram, Great Legend. That's a funny thing to have to say out loud, but I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but I did.
Did you get anything else, Madness, besides the good look at you now belt?
At the end of the day, we put you over, Legend.
Yeah.
I was trying to find I just texted my girl to send me the video, but she went to go to the bathroom or something like that or get a water. And when she went out there, fucking Yeet, Jay Uso, was like just chilling out in the lobby because during his entrance, like he comes up from the top of the stands now. And I guess he was chilling out there and she got some video. She could have just slapped him 5 and shit. He was just hanging out in the.
Damn.
I also bought this chain, but I gave it to my step kid. But let's see. Look at that chain.
Oh, that is sick as fuck.
I don't think I was like, I should send it to Biggie.
I need a belt. I need a chain like that. That's
Bro, it's
fucking
a chain
dope.
with the belt on it. You see that thing?
Get the fuck out of here.
Watch, look. Ready?
I can't. Hold on.
Watch, look.
Hold on.
Oh
my god.
It's got the WWE belt on as the medallion.
Oh yeah. How much was that?
It was pretty cheap. It's
wow.
super light. It's like light plastic.
I'll have to get it on eBay.
Yeah, that was my boy Chad Gable was coming out. Yeah, it was a good time.
Hell yeah.
Here it is. She just sent it to me. Get ready.
Oh, good.
Get ready. You can see how close she was based on this footage. Look at the Yeet Man just chilling back there.
Oh, that's fucking dope. Oh, yeah, there's a couple cops with him. Oh, your girl's like, Yeet? That's hilarious.
Yeah. She was like, the Yeet guy.
Yeet.
Oh, shit. Ready?
Yeah, man. That guy is almost like Roman Reigns popularity level at this point, man. People love his introduction.
Yeah, his intro definitely gets people hyped big time.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, bro. I'm glad you had fun. How long's it been since you've been to a WW or a wrestling event? Ooh.
Been a while.
Oh, dude, you gotta see what I got, dog.
The last wrestling event was with me, wasn't it?
It was AEW.
In Minneapolis.
Sweet Minneapolis.
Oh, nice. Bro, madness.
Yeah, it was a good time.
You gotta
What
see
you
this.
got?
So, oh man. All right. So first of all, they got the sickest. Shit. I don't want to drop these because these are mint. I don't see the Macho Man right now. Maybe it's in the box. I'll pull it out in a second. But anyways,
is that the heels and faces? Yep.
Yeah, it is. Bro.
Ooh, you got the Andre. I didn't know you got the Andre.
Yeah, I got that one last. Shout out to Becker, and then I got Slim.
Yeah.
Slim's very clean, and then I got my character Shaq Tunney.
Yeah, I knew you got the Tunney.
Yeah, bro. I got the original WWF ring with the TV and the American flag. Nice. I just got to dig it up. Yeah, but the Hills and Faces they made. Here it is. They made a macho, bro. I feel like.
Oh, you lost him.
Kicked myself out. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it over there in the corner.
Ooh, that's a good macho.
It is, bro. It might be the sickest of the whole line, dude.
Ooh, look at the bloody flare. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Bloody flare.
Yeah, Becker's got a few of these. He's got the bloody flare. I think his favorite is the one-man gang he has. So
yeah, that's one thing I've been recently getting hip to is like there's a lot of kind of like indie wrestling figure makers. Like that Heels and Faces is one. This one, Big Rubber Guys, is one. They kind of make like remember those old school ones? They were just rubber, like stuck in one pose. They pop out of the case super easy too. Like you don't have to cut anything. There's actually a YouTube show / podcast. Yeah, that thing's clean, dude.
It looks like the original, but just brand new, fresh as fuck.
Yeah, their quality. They got one of Flair, like in that NWA like suit jacket and pants. Like they have a dope Flair one.
Huh.
But this watch, see how it says right on here, the Major Figure Podcast.
Okay.
The Major Wrestler Figure Podcast. It's a couple wrestlers. That dude Zack Ryder used to wrestle.
Oh yeah, that's exactly who I thought it would be. Zack Ryder. He's a huge wrestling collector.
Yeah, he's like big into collecting and shit. So this is his company, and they got like a podcast talking about the figures and shit. So like that's been kind of getting me. That's there. Want to see their lineup? Well, I can show you the Flair I was talking about. Watch, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that flare. That flare with the glare.
Yeah, that little Flair classic outfit.
He's got the blue jeans on. Shit.
Yeah.
Blue dress slacks. Who's the guy in the white all the way over to the left?
Oh, that's the two hosts of the show. So that's Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona is his current name. And then I don't know who his tag partner was. Brian Myers.
Oh,
he never got on my radar.
Yeah, I almost recognize the rest of them, but those two. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know who this. Do you guys know who this guy is?
Where?
It's
that fat guy?
Magnum TA.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, Magnum TA. You don't know who that is?
No, who's Magnum TA?
He was gonna be the next Hogan, bro. He got in a car wreck and fucked his neck up and shit.
Really?
In fact, he fucked his whole face up. Yeah, it was really bad. He was the AWA champion, world champ, and they was gonna push him to the fucking moon, and he got in a big car wreck and fucked his whole physique up. He was a fucking stud, bro.
Yeah.
Big time.
I couldn't believe I listen to you guys more often than you think on rewinds, and I couldn't believe that D was so adamant that Chris Benoit was innocent. That is a hot take I had never heard before.
Oh, dude, did you look into it at all?
I didn't look into it. I was given you guys the chance to convince me, and the only thing was like something about a Wikipedia post, which
So,
wasn't very enticing.
well, hear me out. Like, hear this out. All right. So let's say, and this is not happening in my household tonight. All right.
Because there's a
So
major
let's.
hole in this Wikipedia proof. But go ahead. I'll wait.
All right. So let's say on Monday, y'all find out that Mrs. D. Runk is dead, and Mr. D. Runk is dead, and then you find out like according to the media, it's murder suicide, and but then you find out that from a separate IP address that's different from my own, from anything that I have access to, a Wikipedia page was updated to give the details of these deaths before it happened.
So here's my question, because
Yeah.
your premise to begin with is I find out. So I'm me. Let's say I'm just Kenny. I find out, or let's say I was even another. Say I was like loosely in the wrestling world, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get the news that Chris Benoit killed his fam, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a Wikipedia page that posted it up before I found out about it. The question is, what's the relationship between when the shit actually happened and when I found out about it and when that guy posted it? Like, is
This
there definitive?
Yes, because it's time stamped. There
But
was
but Benoit
this,
killing his fam isn't time stamped. When did that happen?
but but people knowing about it, and I mean when I say people, I mean like the police knowing about it, the the his friends knowing about it, the like the media knowing about it. Like the Wikipedia page was updated before any of this was public knowledge. So
Before
like
the
that would
police
be
responded to the scene?
yes, but this happened days before, not weeks, months, or any, but a few days before. It was updated to say, talking about how his wife was tragically killed, and this happened just before any like right now. Let's say I get offline right now, okay, and I did something awful in my home. Like that's not known to anyone until authorities enter my home to find out what happened. All right.
So is
So
my one
go
question would
ahead.
be,
Yeah.
so with this line of conspiracy, so let's say that is the case. Are you saying that the person who made the Wikipedia post was there at the time? Like he knew it happened. He had inside knowledge. This person who posted it had knowledge before the cops came, or you're saying this person posted that before it actually happened?
I don't know the answer to that,
What
but
you
I
mean?
know,
Okay.
but I'm telling you, it it's very weird. It's very weird. But to have something like that come out online in a format where people could see it, and it was documented, and since it has been updated because you can always update a Wikipedia page.
But were people like, so when that Wikipedia post first got, because I would, this would be best to like if we were seeing it happening in real time. But like, was what was happening like? Were people for a few days noticing this article and being like, "Hey, what the fuck's up with this?" And then they got the news, or is this
Well,
retroactive?
that's the weird thing about Wikipedia is like it's not like social media. People aren't just like subscribed to Chris Benoit's Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
So it it may have gone unnoticed, but once it's online, it's there forever. So that's the part about it. It wasn't like it was like the world was in wrapped up into what happened on Benoit's Wikipedia page. It really only became interesting after you find out what happened in it.
Well, it's what you're saying. Hello, everybody. How you?
What's up,
Hey,
man?
It's if Chris Benoit if he wouldn't have died and say he got arrested for the crime, right? That's enough evidence for the police to look into it, and you got to find out who did that because the IP address that gives you reasonable doubt. Like, you know, if you try to say, "Oh, we know it was you," and you're like, "Well, then who did the Wikipedia update from another IP in a whole nother area?" Like, you know, so it would be more to investigate. But since it was a murder suicide, you know, with my air quotes, because I don't know if it was or wasn't because we weren't there. But you know, that they just, you know, open and shut.
Yeah.
You know, it's open
Because
and
if
shut.
it happened, because it couldn't be that the conspiracy can't be that the post went up before the murders happened.
It
Now
did.
I'm putting myself in the conspiracy. Say I'm conspiracy guy. I'm the guy that posted the Wikipedia shit. I wouldn't, if I'm trying to coordinate events to like kill Chris Benoit and his family, if that's what we're talking about here. Why would I want to spoil the plot? Like, I wouldn't want to. Why would I run the risk of spoiling my own murder attempt by making it public? Like, if I'm plotting to go to, like, God forbid, hey, God forbid, heaven forbid to speak like this. But D said, what if my wife got murdered and I got murdered? If I was Wikipedia guy and I was plotting on D's life and his wife, the last thing I would want to do is go to Wikipedia and be like, hey, guess what? D went and murdered suicide, him and his wife. And then 2 days later, I'm like going over to D's house to go do the murder. That'd be foolish.
But then you
I'd
gotta
be blowing up my
remember, how
spot.
many years ago was this? How many years ago was this? This because the social media and the internet is a way different from what this was like 20 years ago.
He was just calling a shot like a murdering Babe Ruth. Like,
Well,
I'm gonna murder suicide them.
here's the other thing.
Wikipedia.
Here's the other thing. Like, it didn't even say murder suicide. It was more focused on his wife passing away due to but the timing of it was strange, and I feel like it wasn't ever really investigated the way it should have been. So here's the deal: Chris Benoit probably killed his wife and his son that weekend and himself.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
but to me, if this was on trial, if Chris Benoit was alive and I was a jury member,
Yeah.
I would want more answers about this Wikipedia situation before I could cast away reasonable doubt. You know what I mean?
Well, here's
Like-
my thing is Kevin Sullivan was married to his wife. Kevin
Benoit's
Sullivan,
wife?
yes, Chris Benoit's wife was previously Kevin Sullivan's, and out of the whole wrestling world, Madness, Kevin Sullivan is the most satanic motherfucker of all. There's no bigger. He was basically the Satan worshiping wrestler, straight up.
Yeah, his wrestling gimmick was.
Yeah, I mean
His character. You saying
his
in real life he was?
character.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of tends to, you know, a lot of these wrestlers kind of believe their gimmick, man. And, you know, I don't know that he wasn't like satanic. That's all I'm saying.
I am reading an article about this. I'm going to digest this article, see what it says.
There's a lot of weird shit, but I think that's like the main thing. You think of Illuminati, you think of celebrity sacrifices. People even tie in the Eddie Guerrero death into Chris Benoit's. Like, if you start researching the Benoit stuff, then you start seeing people say, "Oh, the Eddie Guerrero shit was very weird too." So it's a whole fucking thing, bro. Like, there's I watched like 5 hours of the shit. I think they said that it was on the 10th anniversary of the divorce from Sullivan, and you know, all the numbers lined up. There's a whole fucking thing about it. It's a lot. But yeah, man, nothing. If we're involved in, like, what would we care? We don't care. Now, what D's saying, my opinion is like wrestling fans always look at angles. So you could be in some kind of chat board and just be like, "Oh yeah, Benoit did that to his wife." That's very common. That's not something that wrestling fans don't go around. And out of all the wrestlers, Benoit was pretty. He was the crippler. You know, like people thought he was a loose nut from the beginning. So it don't shock me that some wrestling fan came up with that shit. Now,
I wish
what's
I could
weird?
see the post, like what it actually said. Like from this, it says the anonymous Wikipedia poster confessed early this morning to changing the entry for professional wrestler Chris Benoit to mention that his wife was dead. So I think it just said that Chris Benoit's wife was dead. I don't think it said murdered, but he did change the Wikipedia post to say that Chris Benoit's wife was dead 14 hours before the police had even discovered the bodies at the house.
I'll tell you another weird thing about it was.
And lastly, he said, and then what that motherfucker had to say about that, he said, I'm not connected to WWE or Benoit in any way, describing himself or herself as, because they don't want to reveal anything, as an everyday individual, confirming a Connecticut residency. So the Connecticut residency is where the address came from. Stamford, Connecticut is where the computer.
Oh, that's why I get the whole Stanford.
Yeah, because you were saying Connecticut.
Yeah.
That's where the IP thing was.
Yeah, I
made.
knew it was something like that. Yeah, it was.
And he claimed that the prescient entry was just an unfortunate coincidence.
Okay. Well, it's not too far fetched.
It's not weird.
It's not too far fetched to think wrestlers believe their gimmicks, because there was actually a Grand Wizard that was a KKK member. I think it was Dick the Bruiser. He was actually a KKK guy. And I'm saying, out of all the wrestlers, like, if there was a satanic cult fucking character that was real, it probably was Sullivan. Like, I don't think anybody else would come close besides him. But, you know, it's a whole fucking. And the last thing for me that I always felt was really weird was the match he was supposed to have was against CM Punk. And he was supposed, it was like Extreme Rules. It was going for the ECW championship, Extreme Championship. And you know, Punk always kind of felt like he had some secrets and some dirt on Vince.
Oh shit. But Punk did it? You saying?
No, I'm saying that Punk may have known something. Like, it was around that time when Punk was doing like the, oh, Vince, you don't want me to tell your secrets and all that weird shit, you know?
That was actually before that. Like, that was before he, it was before he started breaking the fourth wall and really, like, bringing the backstage stuff to the front.
The Benoit shit, right?
He was in time, right?
What is it?
This is when they were both in the WWE version of ECW at that time.
Right.
Oh, so Benoit was working for Vince at the time of this.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so the Punk shit happened. He started talking about, I'm gonna tell your secrets, but that Benoit and Punk match is way before he did that. Like, he was on his way out when he was saying that shit. He did the whole mic drop thing. That was right before he left.
Yeah, I think it's more shady deal. Like, I would have to imagine that CM Punk is at least a decent enough human that if he really knew anything about being involved with like a family suicide murder shit, he would be going to the cops and not to the on the.
Now, okay, now that we know what we know about Vince fucking the talent, does that raise any? I mean, when I heard that Vince was getting caught up and getting in trouble and shit, that kind of made me revert back to the Benoit shit, because there's a fucking high probability that he might have been banging woman. Like, there's a wrestler that went around saying that shit too. What was his name?
I don't know if he was digging in on active wrestlers' wives. But...
Oh, dude, he was banging all the talent. He was banging dudes. Of course, he's banging the women.
No, but a wrestler's wife, though.
If they're there and she was part of the talent, bro. She wasn't just a wife. She was around. You know what I mean? Like, it was.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's hey, who knows? But all I know is I can't wait for that Netflix documentary, brother. That shit's gonna be sick. They have 200 hours of one-on-one interviews with Vince before the bombshell drop, because that Netflix documentary has been in the works for like years and years, and it was starting out as like something that Vince was kind of involved in, and it was just going to be like biography about Vince's life, and they might show some of his crazier side. So he was down for it. He was participating in this documentary, and they have 200 hours of one-on-one Vince McMahon. And it's Bill Simmons, the dude that does the 30 for 30 documentaries and did Tiger King for Netflix. So it's going to be like a legit documentary. But then it got put on ice for a bit, and all the allegations started happening. And that's crazy. So now the allegations are going to get put into the documentary. It's fucking wild.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Legend. He was actually answering some of the things I was wondering earlier. Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins, they were I knew they had a connection to Edge from some of the things that those guys on the podcast say, the guys who make this figure. They were Edge heads. So they were both sidekicks for Edge. And Magnum TA has a Dark Side of the Ring special. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to check that out.
Yep.
Good looking out, Legend.
So what do you think of the atmosphere of the community? Do you watch many other channels besides mine and D, or?
Really the only channels I tune into, my two favorite channels right now are yours and Sticky Goose Comics.
You watch Sticky Goose? Are you for real? What is going on? I just hear laughing.
I just hear laughing too.
Give me 1 second.
It's like a Sticky Goose joke. What is that?
Fucking 80. This is like the creepiest shit ever.
84 is pointing out his mixer.
Let me mute you for a second. What the fuck is going on?
84. If you can't hear that, your laugh is just going nonstop. It's pretty wild.
It sounds like this 84 goes, ha 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 ha. Yeah, like he was saying. Hold on.
That is,
I thought it was intentional at first, but it just stayed.
That is so fucking funny. I take it he does watch them.
That is creepy. We don't hear you.
Nothing, 84. It's just
Nothing
laughing.
but laugh. Nothing but laugh.
It's kind of lower now. We can't hear you at all, bro.
It's
We
slower.
just heard a ha-ha.
It's slower and slower.
I never would have thought he was a fucking Sticky fan, though. That's funny.
I think he was kidding.
He probably was kidding.
I don't know.
Because he's
That
watching
laugh-
your
that
channel.
laugh kept going. I don't know.
I think because he's watching your channel, he knows that Sticky is a sore subject, so he said it to be funny, and then he hit the aha, and then his audio went to
He hit the
crazy
diabolical fucking ha-ha on me, man.
that. It's like when
That's going to be. You got to clip that.
it's like when Jack Nicholson Joker died at the end of Batman '89.
It was. Yeah.
He had his little laugh recorded in his vest.
I watched Sticky Goose, Biggie. Ah, ha, ha, ha. And it just kept going and going. It's still fucking.
It's still going, dude.
I don't know what to think. Holy shit.
84. Before you come back on, go to your to YouTube and listen to this.
He said he did.
Oh my god, it's still going. It's fucking wild.
How's that even possible?
Oh, it was kind of gone for a second. It slowed down. That was really weird. There it goes. No, yeah.
And now it just sounds like a frog going off.
Yeah. Holy shit. 84 still checks out some people.
Oh man. See, that's when you joke around with Sticky Goose.
I find myself watching my channel whenever I make something that's fun to watch, but not a lot all the
I don't
time.
watch my own channel. I watch everybody else.
I can't watch everybody. I don't fucking know.
No, I don't watch everybody. I watch the people. We watch kind of like the same people. That's all I watch.
I watch Who Dat when he's live. What was your you had a cool stream set up. Let me think what your title was. It was What the hell did you type? It had a
today.
Yeah, you had a really cool title to your video.
Oh, I don't even remember the title because it was acting up.
It was like you weren't going to go.
Like,
you weren't going to do it live. You was going to do like offline.
Yeah, it was Unpack. I think.
Yep.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you.
It was some kind of reaction, I think, to something.
It was an unboxing, but it was called Unpack and No Chat.
And no chat. No, it was more than that, though. It was like a topic.
But I was gonna do. I don't know. I don't know what else I had. But I know I was supposed to do something today, but my internet's not agreeing with me, so I don't think I'm gonna do anything. So I'm not even on the. That's why I'm putting the camera on because like internet's like I don't know. It's ever since, like the hurricane didn't make it any better. So all I can say.
Yeah, dude, you took some damage from that.
I know what it is. 80. I know what it is. Who that? It was. We Love Comics edition.
Oh yeah. I had a package I got from We Love Comics.
Oh, was it EBC or where the PGX? I mean,
PGX. I could try to show it here if the camera will work.
You bought a PGX? That's kind of hard to believe.
Well, that's what he grades with.
I know. That's why I was assuming it was a PGX.
Yeah, it's a newer PGX. And I like
the new PGX slabs. I think they're nice.
Cases. The new cases are nice. I mean, no offense to EGS, but I still think they're better than EGS. So.
I do too.
So, but I mean, I'll probably send it off to CGC, but I don't know if it probably dropped to like 2.5 or something. Because it has like a little spine split from like right here all the way up. So I'm guessing.
That's a good looking book. What is it? 10 cents?
It looks nice. It's Archie's Pal Jughead issue from 1949. First appearance of Moose. So he's he's one of those characters from Jughead, Archie and stuff.
Hell yeah.
So like he's not Jughead or Archie or Veronica, none of those characters, but he's like like they have the level A. I would say level A, he's like level B.
Right.
Because especially for them the notated character.
It's not a Sabrina or none of that, but it's
but he's one of those about you remember the little strips back in the day.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the bullies if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I was warned not to fuck with Niobe, but you guys know me better than that. I just gotta fuck with everybody at some point. I've been told seriously, just leave that guy alone. He just likes to start shit.
Well, I think he proved that to you.
He proved that to me, just like Sticky Goose. Like, yeah. But honestly,
I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if I want to know what happened with that.
Well, the thing with Sticky was he kept provoking me like 3 or 4
times. No, I know about Sticky. I know about Sticky.
Yeah, the Niobe guy. He just started like telling me how hot shit he was and how OG he was, and then he kicked me out of his chat, and then he continued on to tell me how fucking stupid I was because I'm ruining the comic book community with my rap. He said, "You're just running people off. Your rap was so embarrassing that people will run," and it just pissed me off. It was just like you're fucking. You think you're like a gangster or something, like you're an original gangster community member. His story is like, I've been gone 5 years and he like got shunned from the community. Well, I guess that gets some respect, and I ended up talking to him about it. We kind of squashed it, but it was just like, that's my luck.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember people shunning him, but
I don't think that's the truth either. I think that what happened was
people shunned and just like We Love Comics.
He says he's the guy that got rid of his panel platform. He was like bragging about that.
That wasn't him. That was other people. Boston Chris talked about it in the past, and if you remember, he never said his name about who kind of got rid of that type of stuff. So it wasn't him. It was other factors, but. I mean, not saying he didn't contribute to it if he claims he did, but yeah, it was other things. And I try to all the people I talk to, like on this type of stuff, or deal with, I try to keep a good relationship with. So I can't talk nothing bad about either person, Niobe or Willow Comics. I haven't had an issue with them. People who I end up having issues with, I just stay away from them, and I don't need to talk about them because I stay away from them. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah.
Hey, I got to get going here. I'm nodding off a little bit, and I don't want
Yeah, man.
to fall asleep on your stream here.
No, you're good. We're
gonna
going.
work tomorrow.
No, dude, I finally got a day off. I worked like over 40 hours in the last 3 days. I'm fucking beat. So,
Well, welcome to my world.
yeah. Well, your world has not been kind to me lately.
My girlfriend's in there playing my kid like a harmonica, so I'm probably gonna get off her too.
Yeah, well, you can end it. We can go.
Yeah, I might hang out a little bit longer. But all right, D man.
All right. Love you guys. Have a good night.
You have a good one. Love you too, dog.
All right.
Yeah. So we're not too far away from the Band of Brothers, man. I'm probably gonna sell me a couple lots, nothing too serious, but looking forward to that.
I won't be selling. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it.
You're not gonna make it.
Nah.
Why are we even doing it if you ain't gonna be there?
I put it in the chat in our group chat.
Well, let's put it off till you're ready. I don't know.
No. If everybody else is ready, and I think that's the only weekend K-pop was available. So let it run that day. It helps Bleecker anyway, because he doesn't have to, like, it's great that he lets K-pop control the things on the channel, because I've done it before. That's tough, man, when you're trying to control everything on the auction, and you're trying to take a break and you can't take a break. So if that's the only day she's available, I would say run it. I don't need you know what I mean. I can wait a month, you know what I mean? It's not gonna kill me.
Well, it's gonna suck without you, but
I might try to pop in, you know what I mean? I might try to pop in to share it on my stream. You know how we normally do it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to make sure I pop in to set that up, you know what I mean? So at least you have more people watching.
Yeah, it sounds cool, man. Do you know anything about the fucking seller that ripped Nola off?
The Promiscuous Time Traveler. I've bought from him before.
That's who he's talking about. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So I didn't have an issue with them, but I've known Nola a little bit longer. And I've actually met Nola, great guy, you know what I mean? Like nothing negative I could say about the guy.
Nola is okay, all right.
He'll do what he can for you, you know what I mean? Like, dude, even if he doesn't have it, he'll still give it to you. You know what I mean?
I was on Legion of Comics, and Promiscuous was there, and he was packing up the Omnis he's selling to I guess Nola. And he was saying that there might be like some legal action, and he said that actually Nola had like 3K of his books he was trying to. It's a whole fucking. I didn't know it was Nola till now though.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like what the fuck? I don't understand.
Yeah, I had something I had bid on from him. Told him hold on to it. But that was like months ago, and then I think all this happened. He messaged me about it, and I was like, dude, I said let's hold off. Like I don't know what's going on with you and Nola and all this other stuff. I just wanted to hold off before I send somebody.
I just saw
who has something going on with another friend of the.
Yeah, I just saw like Nola say, "Be careful, this guy has ripped me off" in a Instagram, and I'm like, anybody that fucked with Nola, I said I'm gonna talk about this, and I left a comment underneath his Instagram post, but I didn't recognize that as Promiscuous at the time, so that's the fuck.
And he never took the post down too. That's what I told Promiscuous. I said if he said him and Nola are good, and I said, but he still has to post up. Yeah, and Nola said they were good, but you still had to post up. So I don't know what's going on. I said, look, I'm
gonna keep my fucking nose out of it until I hear maybe a little bit more about it.
You know that Simpson meme when Homer he's
Yes, he's getting back in the bush.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm like,
yeah, that is some weird fuckery going on there. I mean, one side says this, and others, it's just like, okay, it's hard to point your finger, but just ship your fucking books. Who that ships on time? Me? I ship within a day or two. I think that's a public service announcement the community needs to take is when you sell comic books. I've been getting messages from people that are very reputable, nothing to do with Nolan Promiscuous, that have great books and they give great deals, but they might take 2 months to ship, 3 months to ship, 4 months. It's going on 4 months with somebody I know, to a really close friend of mine. And I'm not saying who or when or where, but there's some fuckery about. Like, people need to ship their books.
Yeah, I don't like to hold books that long. And I don't like to like maybe at the max 5 days. But
I've never heard anybody say anything about who that holding books ever in the history of time. So
yeah,
unless you got a box, but nobody's gonna bitch about a box,
No, even if somebody tells me to hold it for like a next auction or something like that, but I don't like to hold it longer than that. You know what I mean? I don't want to hold nothing for like 3, 4, 5 months.
Hell no.
No, I don't mind. Like say we do the Band of Brothers and somebody wants me to hold stuff to the next, just to the next one. I'm okay with that. That's only a month. But I'm shipping it out after that. if you didn't buy anything that month, I'm like, hey, I'm shipping this out. I'm not holding this any longer. But I won't do nothing longer than that. But I don't even feel comfortable doing that. Honestly, I really don't. It was different back in the day when I was doing auctions like every week or something. It's like, oh yeah, I'll hold it for the next week. But man, it's tough holding something because I don't want to lose it. You know what I mean? I'd rather get it out of my house. You paid for it. It's yours.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I don't do a bunch of auctions, so I just get rid of it as soon as I can. Yeah. But
like you said, it's the best thing to do is just to ship it out. Ship it out immediately because then you don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah, a lot of these guys that buy, they got so much stuff coming in, they might forget. I hope people ain't thinking they could take advantage of that because that's not a good thing to do, but who knows?
No, yeah, that's definitely not because eventually it'll catch up with you. This X first edition and what's that other one? Blitz and all that.
Yeah. When we talked about gatekeepers, those is the only two people I can think of in all the years I've been here that we like as a whole said, all right, you guys can't fuck with these people anymore. And I kind of felt bad about that with First. I wished if First could come back and pay everybody back. I think he kind of worked on it a little bit, but
he worked on it a little bit. I don't know who else he paid back. I know he paid me back. I know it was maybe another person at least because I heard it was more than just me. But I know he never took care of Jeff Silversmith. Yeah, and that book he basically stole from Jeff was like I think $2,000 or $3,000 book. So he never took care of Jeff, and Jeff kind of almost Jeff basically left the comic community. Like
that's what would happen.
He still does his coins. He still does. He's doing his coins still, but he really don't mess with comics as much as he used to. And I think First might have left a bad taste in his mouth, even though he stuck around for a while after that. But now
you shouldn't have to keep a fucking consistent YouTube channel and progression just to hope you get your books either. You should just get them. But all right, well, hey, hang out a second after I hang up, but we're gonna get out of here. All right, chat. Thank you guys for hopping in. We're gonna get on out of here. I had Hudat, Big Madness, D, and Aaron. We will see you on church tomorrow, and catch y'all later, man.
Biggie.